So hundreds of those jobs were completely fake, Michael Snyder reports. Every month, it's almost always the same story. The government releases a number that indicates that the US economy has been creating plenty of jobs, quote unquote, and then later on, that number is dramatically revised lower. But by the time it is revised lower, nobody really cares anymore. The fake numbers that are initially released month after month have given the American people the impression that the economy is performing far better than actually it is. And now we're about to get another major revision to the employment number, which only happens once a year. Once a year, the BLS benchmarks the March payroll level to a more accurate but less timely data, the data source called the Quarterly Census of Employment and Wages, which is based on state unemployment insurance tax records and covers nearly all U.S. jobs. The release of the latest QCEW report in June already hinted at weaker payroll gains last year. On Wednesday, everyone is expected that we will be told that hundreds of thousands of fake jobs that were originally reported never actually existed at all. Goldman Sachs Group Inc. and Wells Fargo and Company economists expect the government's preliminary benchmark revisions on Wednesday to show payroll growth in the year through March was at least 600,000 workers weaker than currently estimated. That's about 50,000 a month, while JP Morgan Chase and Company forecasters see a decline of about 360,000. Goldman Sachs indicates it could be as large as 1 million. Why don't they just try to give us an accurate number in the first place? By now, everybody pretty much realizes that the initial monthly employment numbers are usually grossly overstated. So why not just tell us the truth? Of course, telling us the truth would destroy the carefully crafted illusions that they have worked so hard to create. Even though large corporations are conducting mass layoffs all over the nation, we're supposed to believe that everything is just fine. Unfortunately, we have reached a point where even the official government numbers are starting to show signs of trouble. It takes about 150,000 new jobs each month just to keep up with population growth, and the initial number that we're given for last month was well below that level. Employers added 114,000 jobs last month, which was far below the Dow Jones estimate of 185,000. The unemployment rate also edged higher to 4.3%, the highest level since October 2021. It should be obvious to everyone that more Americans are unemployed these days. In fact, most of you probably know someone personally that is looking for a new job right now. And according to a survey that was recently conducted by New York Federal Reserve, an all-time record high 28.4% of all U.S. adults are currently looking for work. 28.4%. The New York Federal Reserve's latest poll of consumers found 28.4% of respondents were looking for a job, the highest reading since March 2014, and up from 19.4% a year ago. That includes both individuals already out of a job and ones currently employed but seeking new roles. The readings from the New York Fed's thrice annual survey of consumer expectations labor market survey add to evidence that the U.S. economic outlook is worsening, even as some economists dial back their odds of a recession. A 9% increase in 1 year is absolutely terrible. Why aren't more people talking about this? We're definitely moving to the wrong direction very rapidly, and many are concerned that this could have troubling implications for the financial markets. If the unemployment revision that we get on Wednesday is large enough, it could potentially spark another round of selling on Wall Street. While the stock market has now recovered, the data revision slowly showed a large decline, could reignite fears that the economy is heading for a downturn. Markets, having recently experienced a growth scare that led to concerns that the Fed is behind the curve, will be monitoring Wednesday's release of the benchmark revision to see if the market's initial reaction was in fact correct. Quincy Crosby, chief global strategist at LPL Finance, told Bloomberg. It's getting very difficult for even the most blind optimist to deny where things are heading. The Conference Board's index of leading economic indicators has been falling for 29 months in a row. You would think that just about everyone would be getting the message by now. At the same time that economic activity is slowing down, most Americans are finding it increasingly difficult to make ends meet due to our seemingly endless cost of living crisis. According to a brand new survey that was just released, 82% of Americans believe that their money does not go as far as it used to. New findings published by Empower show that 62% of Americans feel their purchasing power and income in relation to prices is decreasing due to persistent inflation. Another 82% said their money does not go as far as it used to. Additionally, 79% of respondents noted that many household goods like cereal and chips are dwindling in terms of serving sizes. Our standard of living has been going down. Everyone can see that. When our leaders started creating, borrowing, and spending money like crazy during the pandemic, I relentlessly warned my readers that this would create tremendous inflation, and that is precisely what has happened. Now I'm warning that the truly terrifying economic horror show is in front of us. The people that are running the system literally do not know what they're doing, and now all of us will get to suffer the very bitter consequences of their foolish decisions. This is by Michael Snyder on the Economic Collapse blog. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. This is by Michael Snyder. About the author, Michael Snyder's extremely controversial new book entitled Chaos is available in paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He's also written 7 other books that are available on Amazon, including End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophets and the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and the most important news. And he always freely and happily allows others to republish those articles on their own websites. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.